I want to talk to you today about your Mentalis. And I've talked about this before, but I know some other people are like, who was I talking to recently? And somebody was like, down here really bothers me. And I'm not even talking about it from aesthetically, though. I mean, this will help it aesthetically too. But I'm going Monday for my Botox in my Mentalis. And I was actually going to put it off. Like I put it off last week because a lot of things happened. I really couldn't get in. So I changed my appointment. I was like, oh, I'll just go later on this year. Right. Because I've only been getting this. I'm 52. I've only been getting this since I'm 50. Like it's not like I've been getting this all my life. And I mean, since I'm in there, of course, I get my little crow's feet done. And I don't have to have it. I'm perfectly fine. I'm not the person who's like, I better have Botox or I'm going to feel bad about myself. No, I didn't even have it till I was 50. And I'll tell you where I started getting it. So I'm going to show you because I'm due for it so you can see it. It's called pebble chin, golf ball chin. I want to show you. Do you see all those little dimples and divots? Because now it's all back to normal, right? It's like, unfortunately, Botox doesn't last that long. So, but what happens is, I can't explain it. It's really tight feeling. It's called an overactive mentalis. I have an overbite. See my overbite? And it's said that people who have like that overbite, that's a non-corrected overbite, this helps keep your lip closed, right? So it creates like an overactiveness to it. And as you get older, you can even be younger having this because I've had this like forever. And I was always like, what is wrong with my chin? Why do I have this? I tried creams, I tried serums, I tried everything. I'm like, this isn't going away until somebody was like, I forget, it was some doctor or some dermatologist, I think. It was like, oh yeah, that's your mentalis. And I was like, yeah, well, why does it look like that? Like, why does it look like I have gravel in my chin? It's like, oh, it's an overactive mentalis. I'm like, okay, well, what can we do? Like, yes, microneedling can help, all those things. They said, well, actually, we recommend Botox in it. And I was like, Botox in my chin? Like, yeah. And he said, and you'll see the difference here too. So these right here, your marionette lines that you get, believe me, these would be hella deep, but I've actually had filler put in here. But you can see them where they're here, and I don't care. Like, I'm just like, it's whatever. You're going to get older, bro. You're going to kind of look like a puppet at some point. But I just said to Paul, because last week I couldn't go because Sienna had something that she was doing. And I said, I was supposed to go. I can't. I'm not going to make it in time. I was like, I'll go maybe later in the year. I didn't know what I was missing out on until I got it. Down here was always tight. And you might find yourself like almost having that resting bee face that's like, how you're like it's just, everything is just, and it's tight all the time. That is your overactive dowel muscles, DAO muscles. And those are here. So these are all basically connected. And trust me, I'm a holistic provider, right? Practitioner. I've done all of which is still helpful. I'm not saying don't do it. I do the serums. I do the vitamin C's. I do all of the stuff. I do all of the things, right? But it's time. So when I go in on Monday, what she'll do is she usually puts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shots, but there's several units in there. So don't ask me how much is in there. I can tell you later. And what it takes about 4 days to 14 days. It's going to last you about 3 to 4 months. Mine never really goes 4 months, goes at 3 at best. Some people metabolize it faster. But it doesn't always smooth it out. Like, you're not going to just suddenly have a supermodel chin, but it's going to not only help with the look on it, it's going to relax that muscle. And it means you don't know what it is until you haven't had it. Until you've had it. Because I kind of had this overactive, it's not the same as jaw clenching. I can't explain it unless you've had it. So this is why I did the video, because some people was like, oh my gosh, I get it. Nobody understood what it meant to have a tight chin. I'm like, I understand. Because it's like, it just always feels like it's drawn up. And even though you can't really see it now, you can see a little bit of this here. And again, this is all part of aging. It's not like there's something wrong with you. And it being deeper will be hereditary. So like for me, my dad's side is really deep here. My mom's side was pretty deep there too. So I just get a little filler in there. Again, I don't have to have it. I do it because it makes me, I like it. It's fine. It's no different than getting your nails done. It really isn't. But if you have this and you find that right here feels tight, and you can even almost feel it down here, which is why she hits these little muscles here. And she'll do here. And actually, because again, I'm due for it, so you can see it. See how, well, it's not too bad right now. but sometimes these corners will come down like this, just a little bit, right? Because it's gravity, it's older, right? But it's these, you would think that it's your muscles not being active enough. In my mind, I was like, well, it's so tight. Is it because what's wrong with my muscle? Do I not have any muscle mass there? I'm thinking it's atrophy. They're like, no, it's actually quite the opposite. So what she'll do is she'll do some here. She'll do some Botox here. She'll do some Botox here. And believe it or not, I get this. It's right here. She does Botox here because all through here, right here, is extremely tight at all times. Now, when I get the Botox, it still feels like I'm doing it tight for like about a week or two. And then I'm like, oh my God, this feels so good. So if you have a pebble chin, if you have these, it's not about the look of the marionette lines. Welcome to getting older. Like that's older 101. And if it bothers you from an aesthetic point, you can throw some filler in there. It's fine. Filler will last you a lot longer than the Botox. Like I even get it up here and I'll be due for it fairly soon. See, because as you get older, you lose volume. And when you lose volume, you can take as much collagen, you can do all of the topicals all day you want, all the vitamins, drink all the water, and it's great. Microneedling will help and it will help increase your collagen, but it doesn't fill it, right? And so, yeah, you have it. It's there for you. And then, like I said, since I'm in there, she'll do some, see like, oh, it's not too bad right now, but she'll do some on around here. Oh, look, see, starting to come undone. She'll just do like a little bit here. It kind of gives me a little bit of a brow lift, which I like. I don't look like Uncle Leo from Seinfeld when he's like, why are you so surprised? No, it doesn't look that way. It just kind of just is what it is. And I'll usually get here and here because if I'm in there, I might as well get it done. But yeah, I mean, and some of this is just going to be there. These sort of like jowly things. I mean, that's just skin. So unless I get a facelift, which I don't think it would look like that. Hopefully it wouldn't. But I just don't have really any desire to do that right now. Because I just don't. Like, I mean, I'm 52, I'm going to get older, but I will say this is very medical for me. And when the doctor had said, this is what I would recommend doing, I was like, okay, it's kind of weird. Like, but I have friends who get Botox for headaches. My best friend's hubby, Mark, he gets it in his neck for his torticollis. So, I mean, Botox is used for other things medically. So I'm like, oh, okay. So, but I know it's time. And I just said this to Paul because I literally was sitting down. Was it yesterday or something? Oh, it was yesterday because I was watching football. And I just felt myself, literally, I was sitting here like this. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Right. And it's because of these overactive muscles, because of this overbite, right? But yeah, I mean, it just happens a lot. I've done all of the exercises, I've done all the naturals, and I still do. I mean, my skin is mine. My skin is mine. My skin isn't fake skin. It's my skin. So I do take very good care of my skin. I do a lot of good products. But yeah, some things are just going to come with age, but this has been there since I was in my teens and I didn't even know what it was. And you don't know the relief you'll get until you do it. Cause you know how like you don't know what you're missing until you know what you're missing. But look, that right there is your pebble chin. That lets you know that you have an overactive mentalis. But more than the look, it's this feeling of tightness. And I swear, if you have this, if you have the tightness here and in the down muscles, you know what I'm talking about. Let me know in the comments down here. Let me know if you've done the Botox, because I'm telling you right now, if you haven't, I personally would recommend it because I do get it done. This is about every 3 to 4 months. The filler under here has been on there for 2 years, right? So it's probably about time. You can start seeing where I start to hollow out. And with me, I'm seriously translucent. It's like me and Casper are related. I'm literally translucent. And we're almost going into the ghost season, right? Because it's coming out of summer. And when I tell you, because you get older, things happen all through here. Plus I have allergies, which is already going to darken it. When I tell you it is so thin, like it's almost borderline scary. It doesn't hurt. It's just more aesthetically, but all through here, it's like, it just is red and dark and hollow. And again, you're going to lose volume, right? So yeah, and depending on what it is, I know medically for torticollis and migraines, they do, I think some insurances do cover that. They don't cover it for your Mentalis. I wish they did, but they don't. So, you can find places who do units cheaper. I want to say, and I could be wrong, I want to say she does about 14, 15 units. So, I mean, it's not going to be cheap, but if you're doing it medically and once you feel it, you're going to be like, oh my gosh. And I will tell you, I don't clench my jaw as much when I have it. I do notice I do more of that because all of this is like overactive. So, but I just thought I'd share it with you. And if you've done it, let me know. If you haven't done it, you're going to do it. Let me know that too.